Yo, yo, what up?
Yo, what's up?
We
Welcome
are
to Doing
live.
Time.
This is
What's good? What's
a
good?
a Tuesday edition of the Doing Life podcast. It was supposed to be Thursday, but we had some technical difficulties. We were able to figure them out thanks to the
Yeah,
technical whiz, Anthony Gonzalez. Thank you, man.
word.
You do
Yeah,
great
glad
work.
we can make this work.
So
Yes, indeed.
our guest this week is Shed Light. Um,
What's
Long
up, y'all?
time local MC, took some time off, and now he's back in the game, stronger than ever, and he's looking to you know increase his output and increase his material again. And he's been doing a lot of shows lately and really showing out. So why don't you tell us about yourself and how you started in the game and what you want to do and all the trials and
Yeah,
tribulations. What's going on.
yeah, no doubt, man. First of all, thanks to y'all for having me. Hip Hop Lifers is a dope community, dope outlet for people who have a kindred spirit and love for underground hip hop and all things underground hip hop, all things hip hop in general, but especially the underground, which is where our hearts are at. So,
Right.
let's see. I started off. Yeah, I put out my first official album back in 2005 under Early Spotter Recordings. My boy DJ Next, uh, he was putting out all kinds of mixtapes, and he was working on setting up his own label. He asked me if I wanted to be a part of it and put out a project, and I said sure. It was myself, a fellow by name of Ambi Dex, and a fellow by name of Axis Immortal was from Brooklyn, New York. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Axis Immortal, but he
Uh,
actually did an album with Ninth Wonder called
ooh,
Out the Gate a long time ago, before Ninth
okay, I
Wonder
think I know that
was
actually.
really
Wow.
even was known. I think it was probably right around the time that he was messing with Little Brother, Fontaine Big Pooh, and doing his thing. And yeah, and before that, way before that, I was, making, whack, very extremely whack demos. I had to cut my teeth, start somewhere, like everybody.
Right.
Everybody did, making, really weak demos on Tascam 4-track recorder, and basically, jacking other people's beats, and
Yeah, gotta start somewhere.
yeah, exactly, developing my craft, and really got more serious about it, like in the mid to late 90s. I started to kind of follow the Boston underground hip hop scene, which I'm sure y'all know was really thriving at the time. And 7L and Esoteric, Mr. Liff, Acrobatic,
Oh yeah.
Virtuoso. I mean, that was definitely
Ed OG and the
um
Bulldogs. Yeah.
yeah, Ed OG and the Bulldogs, of course. I mean, it was just that was definitely, to me, Boston's golden era. That
Right.
was like the 1988 golden era of hip hop, but for the Boston scene. So a lot of open mics, a lot of ciphers, a lot of battles. I participated in, I believe it was the second Super Bowl MC battle at the Middle East. I got rocked by KT in the first round of that battle. I remember.
I remember KT. He
But
was nasty.
yeah, he was nasty. Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to participate in a lot of the Blaze battles and used to kill it. Him and Virtuoso, always did well. Of course, pretty sure you're familiar with Alias from OVM,
Oh
who
yeah.
was an incredible battle MC, and Sage Francis and all those cats. So that was
Oh
a
yeah.
that was a good
Nice.
time coming up in the hip hop scene, for sure. And then I just kept at it. 2005, I put a record out, and I put an album out called Perseverance, and I was pretty happy with it. And then just I put hip hop, I put my music on the back burner. I kept saying, yeah, I'll work on a project, I'll work on some other things, and you know just never really got back into it. I was always remained a fan of the hip hop culture. I just you know I met my soon to be wife, who is now my ex-wife, and had a daughter, and had a family, and did the whole 9 to 5 thing, and did a little side business selling sports collectibles on eBay. So I had other interests and things that I enjoyed pursuing, and
Right.
just put the music on the back burner. And then years later, I was going through a divorce. Really just trying to just battle back and come back from that adversity. And I started writing rhymes again. I was like, it was really a form of therapy. At that particular point in time, I just picked up the pen and just started writing my thoughts, and one song became three became five, and pretty soon I was like, oh shit, I got enough material for an album, and I put out Grateful Shed in 2019.
Yeah, great album. I like it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. A lot of personal stuff on there.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was listening, that it sounded like it was real personal. I was actually going to ask you about that, but awesome. But I mean, at least that could come out of it. I mean, it's a lot of pain, but pain can sometimes birth really great art. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the irony is that when you're extremely happy, it's nice to be happy in your life and be in a really good headspace. But I feel like from a creative standpoint, it's actually better when you got to go through some suffering in life, because you won't even know what joy is if you don't experience what pain is like. So it really put things in the proper perspective for me. And I'm glad I'm back in the game. Obviously the biggest drawback is I don't get to see my daughter all the time. I don't get to be a full-time dad, and be in the same house. But I'm doing my music and I'm pursuing my passion again. So I'm grateful for that. So yeah.
What else do you have coming up in the future? I know you got a lot planned.
Yeah. Working. I just put out a single, 2-song single, which was actually produced, mixed, and mastered by fellow hip hop lifer Johnny Mitchell, aka Improv the Supervillain. I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
2 songs. One's called Second Act, which talks about my recovery from my open heart surgery from last year, and a song called Love Letter, which is just basically a love song about someone who is already taken and I can't have it.
Ugh, yeah.
Kind of the another tale of unrequited love, but it had to be
story of my life, right?
I had to get it off my
chest. What I like about your music is how personal it seems like your writing is. I really enjoy that, especially if when it's something I can relate to, kind of put myself into that place, and I really like that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And so we just put that single out. I'm going to be working on I'm wavering between either putting out a 7-song EP or putting out like an album that might have like maybe 10 or 11 joints on it. I'm really not sure yet. I'm probably going to put, I've done a couple features. I had Master Ace and Marco Polo on a track. I did a song I put out early 2020 called The Bowtie Flow. I'm thinking about putting that. And also a collabo I did with Terminology called Running Up the Score, and probably putting those songs as part of the EP. And then just adding some new material to that, and then putting that out. Probably, hopefully in the summertime, I should have that out. I just got so many producers like hitting me up with beats, and I'm just like, man, I want to add more and make an album, and it's just like it never ends. Like I don't know when to what length I want all the projects to become. Sometimes a producer will give me a certain type of vibe or a certain type of style, and I'm like, I don't know if that fits on the current project that I'm working on at that time, so maybe I'll hold off. I got a couple beats from a gentleman. He's a hip hop lifer. His name Mike Martinez.
Okay,
from Florida. He's really talented. He hit me up with some beats, and I'm not sure as to whether I'm going to save those for the following project or put them on this EP, which will now maybe become a full-length album. So I'm not really sure. I just got to get back into the studio and get the creative process going again. And I'm excited.
Good problem to have, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Too much stuff, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So, about your heart thing, how long were you in the hospital for? Like you were really out of it, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I was going to work and I was, just feeling really lethargic. I couldn't I live on the third floor of my apartment building. I was walking up a couple flights of stairs and I was having trouble breathing. I was like getting really, really winded. And my stairs are kind of steep anyway, but I knew something was wrong. Like my energy levels just were not where they used to be. And I was kind of stubborn at first. I was just like, oh, maybe I need rest. I explained the situation to my boss at work, and he was like, take a week off. A week became 2 weeks. I didn't feel any better.
Wow.
And my buddy Bob was like, man, I got to get you to the hospital. They ran some tests and, found out that I had some clogged arteries and had congestive heart failure. So it's crazy because like when the doctor told me, I was like, it wasn't like I wasn't phased at all, but at the same time, I really, I say in the song, the second act, only a part of me was shocked to find out that 4 of my arteries were blocked because heart disease does run in my family. It's hereditary. And, my dad passed away of a heart attack. My mother had congestive heart failure. So it's my brother Stevie had a heart attack. So it's like, it's just, it's heredity, you know what I mean? In most people's families, it is that way. But, then I, recovered and, I had a visiting nurse who was coming to my apartment, giving me all these breathing exercises, and I had to do, touch my toes and do all these like things that like people who are in really good physical health take for granted.
Right.
And started to kind of just build myself back up. I recovered for about took about 3 months to recover after the surgery. I had the surgery on April 15th of 2021. And I was back to work by, I think, late July.
Oh, wow.
Started going back to work and started taking care of myself, low sodium diet, watching my sugars. I got diabetes too, so it's like a double whammy. You know what I mean? So like just eating better, exercising. And I'll tell you, I feel better than I did, when I was in my 20s and early 30s. And I would do shows. I used to get really winded. I was very overweight at that particular point in time. I used to chain smoke cigarettes. I mean, I quit smoking cigarettes 5 years ago, thank God. But a lot of those vices that I once had, thank God I got rid of those, those habits. I feel better than I've felt in years. So I'm excited.
And that was like during COVID too. Still, so you were probably worried about getting COVID while you were in the hospital.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a problem too. I mean, I felt very isolated. People, I could have visitors, you know what I mean? But like, it was very, very limited in terms of like, I think I could only have like one person visit me at a time.
Right.
And, people are scared, you know what I mean? People going through their own trials and tribulations.
Right.
At that time, just like, when I put the Bowtie Flow song out with Master Ace and Marco Polo, it was like, that was like, I think maybe like a month before COVID began. So, it was really just piss poor timing, for everybody, in terms of really crushing any momentum that I probably would have had COVID not happened, you know what I mean? But, they say things happen for a reason. So,
yeah.
Word.
So on a lighter note, so we do a couple different segments on the show too, and one of them we do is like what do we call it, the survival pack, or if you're on a desert island pack. I don't know if did Brad discuss that with you, or anybody discuss that with you?
I saw, he said, he explained the format and said like, is it 4 albums from 4 different genres of music?
Right, It's like you're on a desert island. You can only bring 4, and they have to reach.
I know, yeah. I was thinking of this the other day, and I was actually talking to my friend about this, and I said, "Man, like for me, it's really tough to narrow it down to one. Like, I like a lot of different styles of music, so even like rock and roll is tough to pick one album. Hip hop, same thing." Like I've been listening to a lot of Little Brother, man. I always loved Ninth Wonder. I think Fontaine, Big Pooh. I think the Minstrel Show is really, to me, one of the most slept on albums in hip hop history. to me, I feel like it does. They never got the props that they truly deserve. I listen to that a lot. I bump that a lot. Master Ace. It might be Master Ace Disposable Arts one day. It might be Minstrel Show the next. It might be Mecca and the Soul Brother. I might be feeling real nostalgic and go back to Run DMC's first album, which was really the first album that I listened to that really made me fall in love with hip hop music. Because Run DMC, I look at them as like they were so different than everything else that had come before them. Like I got a lot of love for like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, but them dudes to me, like their sense of fashion wasn't like what I saw on the streets growing up. I grew up in Chelsea, Massachusetts. They wore like the leather jackets with the fringes. It looked more like Rick James, you know what I mean?
Right, they were still kind of from the disco era, so they were
it was more of a disco vibe, exactly, and that's understandable because that's that
late
was
70s,
brought out from that culture. Yeah, so and then Run DMC comes out. They got the Adidas suits and the fucking Stetson hats and the leather blazers and the Kangos and just shell toes and no laces. Just they were like rebels. They had that real sense of like rebellion and they were just so groundbreaking and so fresh and so exciting.
Right, and even their song structure was a little different. Like they were doing ahead of their time that way, with the scratching and the cutting and the choruses.
Oh yeah,
the way they were going back and forth.
MC picking up after the other as well.
Right.
Like, it's perfect. It's one MC, but it's multiple.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Beastie Boys had a big influence on me. So like, you might ask me, Check Your Head might be my favorite album today, and again might be Ready to Die by Big E tomorrow. So it really depends. But those are a couple of my favorites. Moment of Truth by Gang Starr.
Yeah.
I flip-flop between either Moment of Truth. I mean, there's three really: Moment of Truth, Hard to Earn, and Step in the Arena.
Yeah.
It's really tough for me to like narrow it down to one. But yeah, Rock and Roll, same thing. It's like really, I don't know. That didn't really answer the question though. All right, give me all the genres. Give me all the genres. I'll give you one.
It gets conversation going, That's why.
Of course. Yeah. All right. So what were the 4 genres you were gonna give me?
So hip hop, classic rock, like grunge, and then just choose your own after that.
Okay.
But it can't be hip hop again.
Wow. Hip hop. I'm gonna say Moment of Truth, Gang Starr.
Okay.
That to me is the epitome of what dope hip hop should sound like and be.
Excellent choice.
I feel confident with that.
Yeah, can't really go wrong there.
Right. And you said classic rock.
Yeah.
Whew, man, that's boy. I hate to say the Beatles because I feel like a lot of people are gonna pick like Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, which was groundbreaking, but I don't know.
I picked the Beatles album on my list, so.
Who would you pick?
I have Abbey Road.
Abbey Road, yes. The Abbey Road's a fantastic album. I would probably, if I were to pick a Beatles album, it'd probably be Revolver because I feel like that was like, even Rubber Soul, because that's like when the sound really drastically changed.
Oh yeah, I love that album.
But I'm gonna go. Wow. I'm gonna go Tommy the Who by The Who.
Okay, yeah.
I love that album.
Yeah,
I
can't go wrong there either.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so classic rock, we got that. And
what
then
about
you said grunge. I'm gonna have to say No Code by Pearl Jam. I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan.
Right.
Then obviously the first couple albums were incredible, but No Code resonated for me because it came out in 1996, the same year my dad passed away.
Oh,
and a couple songs on that album, Present Tense, Off He Goes, were like those songs really resonated deeply in me, and it made me think about my dad a lot. Helped me go through a really tough time when I lost my father. So I always think of that
Yeah.
album as really like a saving, really a savior for me. And then my fourth album, just any genre, I'm gonna say "Automatic for the People" by REM
Okay. Yeah.
is to me one of the most incredible albums.
Yeah.
I love a lot of different styles of music, and I think when people hear a lot of my hip hop records, I think I put in a lot of like rock and roll and maybe some folk rock references and things like that maybe people don't catch or expect but yeah, I
Nice.
feel pretty confident with those choices.
That's a solid 4. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
give you mine real quick.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So I've done this like 3 times, so I got to keep changing up every time. So this time I went with "Hell on Earth" by Mobb Deep. I got Alice in Chains, the self-titled album with the 3-legged dog on the cover with the
Oh yeah,
purple
yeah.
case.
Yep. Good stuff.
Amy Winehouse, "Back to Black." I love Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, the Beatles, Abbey Road. So that's my 4-pack.
That's a good. Those are great choices too. Yeah. Absolutely. What about you, Anthony? What are your choices?
I wrote mine down because it takes me forever. I listen to a huge variety of music. I've been picking a new one every week too. So, but for this week, the 4 I picked was Anti-Pop Consortium, Tragic Epilogue.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a fire album. Oh man, I remember that.
That album really, really expanded my mind to what hip hop could be. Just so experimental and poetic at times, and then there's some boom bap tracks on there too. It's just such a solid album.
Yeah.
All the MCs just kill it. And it's got the weirdest beat selection, but I love it. It's like nothing else.
A great choice.
I picked Primus, "Sailing the Seas of Cheese."
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
More experimental kind of stuff, and then less.
That's
Monster on the bass.
Absolutely.
Funky shit. Yeah.
And then I picked the Hackers soundtrack. That had a bunch of like electronic music from back in the day. It really got me into like a lot of like earlier stuff like Orbital and Fatboy Slim and just stuff like that from back in the day. But and then I was really into like computers and kind of was a wannabe hacker for a bit. So that whole thing was just a big part of my life back then. So it's more like nostalgia for me. The other one is another nostalgia pick. It's a AK-1200 and MC Navigator live in San Francisco. That's like a drum and bass album with a MC that I really enjoy. Actually, I only really enjoy him on that mix, but that mix has a lot of memories for me as well, and so I'm gonna pick that for
Nice.
Those are some very eclectic choices. Those are good. I like those.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know whatever happened to Anti-Pop Consortium, but they were doing their thing for a while. I don't know what happened to them.
No, I really enjoy them, like all of them, and like Freestyle Fellowship. I found around the same time as them. Experimental kind of too, and I really love it.
Absolutely.
That's actually 2 groups I got to dig into more. I think I was more listening to other stuff when they were popping, so I really kind of missed them. And so that's the crazy thing. Like you can think you know a lot, and then like someone expands your mind. You're like, wow, there's even more to dive into.
Oh yeah,
crazy how much there is out there.
Absolutely. My daughter Ella's 10 years old, and it's always it makes me laugh when she'll come over, we'll hang out, and she'll be like, "Daddy, I'm bored. I'm bored." I'm like, "How can you be bored?" I'm like, "I'm almost 5 times your age, and I'm not bored. Like, there's so much great art and music and paintings and things to discover. How can you be bored?" Like, it's amazing all the things that we'll never get to see. That we barely scratch the surface of all the wonderful things that we're exposed to throughout our lifetime. It blows my mind when people say they're bored.
That's like a big portion of my day, just trying to expose myself to like new information, new music, new movies, new books, everything. And I'll never ever run out, and I'll never get to see everything I want to before I die. I'll try to experience.
Especially with the internet now, like we didn't even have that back younger. Like you can look up anything now, like research, books, iBooks, iMovies, everything is like right there now. Like It was even harder back then because there wasn't the internet, and we still found stuff to do. But like,
I tell my daughter that all the time.
Spans are even shorter. I don't know because of that.
Yeah, I remember waiting in like a line. Like I remember getting to the record store in East Boston, Massachusetts, a place called Sound Factory is on Meridian Street in East Boston. I remember the day "Long Live the Cane" by Big Daddy Kane came out, and I remember like waiting in the rain for the record store to open.
Tuesday morning, probably.
I think my mom like gave me a ride and dropped me off. It was like pouring outside, and just like waiting for them to open. And I tell my daughter too. Yeah, music is very easy to get now. It's a lot more disposable.
Yeah,
I feel like people don't cherish it as much as I think we did. And
I remember waiting outside for the Black Album to drop when Metallica dropped that. Like. That was a big
crowd. I remember
there was lines down the street.
Yep.
Was that 1990?
I think it was 90.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then Wu-Tang Forever. I remember skipping school to go get that and listen to that. 20 times that day.
I remember copping that.
Yeah.
So, good memories.
But there's other segments we have. What is it? What's your issue?
Oh yeah.
You have any like random pet peeves that are bothering you this week? You want to air out?
I don't know. I can't.
Or just in general.
I don't know. I'm getting tired of. I don't know. The rapping over vocals thing is starting to piss me off more the more I hear it. Just to let you know, for my show, I have the choruses, but I put the hooks in the instrumentals so I could take a breather because I don't have a hype man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't know. I find it's sloppy when dudes or females, whatever, get up on the stage. It's one thing like if you're spitting over the vocal track and you're giving yourself a breather and you go right, you stop for a couple of you stop for a bar or two, but then you go right back into the pocket and without missing a step.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one thing. But like when people go back in and they rap over the vocals and it's like they're not even rapping in sync with the vocal track.
Yeah.
And it just sounds muddy. It just doesn't sound good. I just don't. I question the dedication to the craft.
Right. If you don't have that song memorized, don't do it live.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's parts where I screw up, and if I don't memorize it, I never worry because I'll freestyle. I won't stop. But it's like, but I'm also at the same time, I'm not rhyming over my own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's the hooks. I keep the hooks in there, just so I can give myself a breather.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't have a hype man.
No,
I remember back in the day. I mean, I remember back in the day. I was at my Chelsea High School talent show, and that was back. Man, I know I've been doing this hip hop thing for a long time. When I remember having background dances, I had like, you know what I mean? Like I had my friends Anthony and John. They were like my own versions of like Scoob and Scrap Lover. Back in the day. So that was good memories.
Rocking the Z Cavaricis, the tight rolls at the bottom.
Yeah. We're performing in Revere. I wish I had a pair of Z Cavarici
had to
tight
go to
rolls.
Chess King to get it before the show.
Yeah, man. I'd fuck with some acid wash toddlers right about now. We gotta get Chess King open back up just for the Sammy's Patio show.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it should be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. What time do y'all want us there? Because I got the instrumentals on a flash drive. Yeah. What time should I like make it? Like 6:30, something like that? A little early.
You can be there by 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7's good.
Dope.
Yeah. What time are you going to be there, Anthony?
I wish I could make it there.
Yeah, I know. Do you have anything bothering you, Anthony? Any issues?
Yeah, people that spend more time complaining about artists that they don't like than artists that they're into. Like, it's like I spent all this time basically giving someone they don't even like a bunch of free promotion. Like a click and a comment on an artist that you don't like thing is still a view and a comment. Like people make whole careers off that. I think people should spend more time like, talking about the artists that they actually like instead of just wasting so much time only focusing on ones they don't.
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, that's another one. I mean, we could go on all night about my pet peeves. And that, Anthony, you definitely hit the nail on the head. That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yeah.
The amount of people who spend their precious time and energy hating on people, and it's like, it's ridiculous. It's just at least if somebody's going to criticize my music, at least be constructive about it if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Everybody got different, I'll touch upon the new Kendrick Lamar song. I think it's good. I don't think it's as fire as a lot of people are think it is, but that's just my personal opinion. I think it's good.
Yeah.
To me, it's not even close to the best hip hop song I've ever heard.
No, not at all.
It's funny. I was going to bring that up in my what's your issue? So. But it's more.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's a perfect segue.
Great.
So it's more. Mine is more like big picture though, not just singular artist. Just like the fact that you can't say that you don't like somebody without being called a hater. Like just because I don't like a certain artist isn't me saying that I think they're whack.
Right, exactly.
It can be just I'm not vibing with them. I don't feel them. I don't like their beats or their flow. It doesn't mean I think they suck.
Right.
It just means that I like other things better, so I spend my time listening to that. It doesn't mean that I don't think they're good. If I think somebody sucks, I'll say they suck. Like Lil Wayne, I think sucks.
Right.
But, I think he sucks.
Yeah, he's not one of my favorites.
Not my thing.
But Kendrick Lamar, like he's not even on my radar because I don't vibe with him, so I don't even have enough of a frame of reference to know if he's whack or not. Like I don't even
right.
I can recognize that he has like an immense talent, but he just doesn't. His music doesn't resonate with me.
Right.
That's all. Yeah, but he's talented as hell. I respect him and his craft, and he should keep doing what he does. But it just doesn't resonate with me personally.
Right.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've been listening to a lot of Your Old Droog a lot, and another one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time is Beauty and the Beat by Edon. That dropped in 2005, the same year my first album came out.
Yes.
And that album is that shit is bananas, man.
Damn near perfect.
Yeah,
it's spent some time checking that one out. I think I probably heard some of it, but I haven't listened to that one front to back. I'll probably pull that up later on tonight. And check
it's incredible. One of my favorite albums.
He's actually done some work with Your Old Droog. Like they've actually done some songs together recently.
Yep.
You need to dig into more Your Old Droog too.
Wow.
I've listened to a decent amount of tracks from him, but I've never sat and listened to an entire one of his albums yet.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's got a song called "The Glitch" that Edon produced that I love. It's really, really dope.
No, I'll have to check that out. I'll pull it up on my playlist later.
Nice.
I like them. And I love Ugly Heroes. I don't know if y'all are fans of Ugly Heroes.
Oh yeah, Apollo Brown production.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not together no more. Verbal Kent and Red Pill. Well, Red Pill's, he changed his name now. He's Chris Oric. But I don't even know what he's up to. But I know Verbal Kent's doing some stuff.
Is he? I've heard
he's doing work with Rek Ali.
Oh, with Rek Ali, yeah.
A new group called Dueling Experts.
I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check
they've got 2 albums out.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out.
Yeah.
And, but I love Apollo Brown. He's definitely one of my favorite producers in hip hop. That's for sure. I would love to work with him at some point.
Yeah.
I try to holler at him on Instagram or whatever, and I sent him a link to my music, and it's just he never got back to me.
Oh.
But I mean, I got in touch with Marco Polo. I don't know if you know. I sent him a DM on Instagram. That's how I got in touch with him. And it was like right before COVID, and it was like I just did it like, big fan of your music, sent him a link to my stuff, and I was shocked as hell when he fucking got back to me.
Yeah.
He's like, I like your shit. Let's work. And then, I like for shits and giggles, I was like, let me see if fucking Master Ace, I'm gonna holler at Master Ace and see if he'll do something. And I think at the time, Marco Polo was doing a show I think him and Ace were doing a show, I think in Dallas. And I think what must have happened was I think, Ace was probably asking Marco like, oh, you got any new projects right now? He probably said, oh, I'm working with an MC from Boston. His name is Shed Light. And then when when I approached Master Ace and sent him a link to my music and told him that I was getting down with Marco, and if he'd be interested in getting down on a track, he got back to me pretty quickly because I'm thinking that Marco probably, maybe put the bug in his ear or whatever.
Right.
And
Hey.
he's
Great timing there, yeah.
yeah, so it's definitely incredible and definitely a great experience working with those cats. If I had them, and that's the thing too, if COVID never hit, I probably would have, budgeted my money to maybe, put out a
Do
video.
a few more, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do another song with them at some point. It's a lot, features are just, features aren't cheap, and it's like,
Right.
for what it cost me to do a feature, it's like I could get a whole project recorded, mixed, and mastered for that
Wow.
price. If I had more money, it wouldn't even be an issue.
But then the feature can help your exposure too. You get people that listen to Master Ace that never heard of you. They're like, "Wow, this guy's nice. Let me check out his catalog." So
Yeah, well, that
for itself,
exactly. That's the thing. I mean, that's why I'm going to put the Master Ace and terminology features on my EP because I put them out as I put the Bowtie Flow out, but I didn't really. I mean, I just made it available for streaming. It's not even like you can buy it. This time I'm going to do an EP and I'm going to make physical copies. I'm probably going to get CDs made. I kind of want to. I've been wavering back and forth in the idea of getting vinyl. I always want to get vinyl, but I'm hearing that like the backlog is crazy to get vinyl pressed right now. Like
because more people are buying.
Yeah, so such a bigger demand. There aren't that many pressing plants that are open. So, but I don't know. I'll see what happens. I'm gonna make the music first, and I think the happier I am with the finished product, the more apt I'll be to maybe put it out on vinyl. But I'm definitely gonna make physical copies available. I definitely put them out on CD for the people. I still listen to music on compact disc when I'm home. I mean, I bump shit in the CD player. So
I don't even think I have anything to play a CD on anymore. Unfortunately, I still have them all. I just don't have anything to play them on. They're actually in my basement right now.
Yeah, I got a CD player. I was bumping some. I was actually bumping some Mr. Lift, Emergency Rations on CD. I was bumping that earlier.
Nice.
Mr. Lift is nasty, man. One of my favorites too. Lift is nice, man. I'm hoping the Perceptionists get back together.
Yeah, one more album, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be dope, man. I like them a lot.
Yeah. Well, Acrobat's
dope.
Acro's been playing out a lot and been very active lately again. So
yeah, he has. I did a show. Bars Over Bars at the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain a couple months back, and he was headline. He was dope. He's definitely one of my favorites.
He's going to be in Worcester this Friday, actually.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. It would have been nice to see him at Sammy's patio.
Yeah.
That would have been. That would have been. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time though. It's gonna be a good show. I'm looking forward to this a lot.
Yeah. So we actually wanted to take a minute to plug the rest of the stuff we have going on real quick.
Oh yeah.
Wrap it up. So
word.
Been a good conversation though. Thank you for coming on.
No,
thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.
So coming up, we have obviously the show this Friday with yourself, King Arthur, from Framingham area. We got Relentless, the Tangible, who's actually done a lot of work with SD Knack and the Tragic Allies guys. I got him to step in. He's worked with a lot of really good. He's a great performer too.
SD Knack is nasty. Oh man, I love I love to get him on a track.
Oh man, bring some money for that.
Yeah.
We got improv. Johnny Mitchell and his boy Looney Bats. He's going to be there.
Yep.
My friend boy Danny White. He's got a really good following on the TikTok thing. He's got like crazy amount of followers. He does a lot of good videos on there. He's really good freestyle MC too. He does a lot of battle stuff and that. What is it? The 50 bar challenge.
Oh yeah,
right
that's
there.
dope.
He does a lot of stuff on there.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I need to dig in TikTok more for their hip hop stuff. I know there's some good stuff on there.
There's a ton actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do like live, beat making. They do, live ciphering and stuff like that too. So it's a lot of stuff there. Then we got the show in Salem on June 4th, headlined by XL the Beast, and which is going to be crazy. And Logan is stepping in. Unfortunately, what happened with Speak the Rebel, he had to cancel 2 shows because for health concerns. So we had to, luckily we got people to step up, and fill in their spots. Really, really good, talented people too there. So we got lucky there. So we got Logan coming from the Genosha camp out in Worcester to step in there, and then Wolfie, who's actually from Salem, doing songs live for the first time off his debut album in his hometown. So that should be really good with DJ Slipwax. So that whole album is basically produced by Slipwax and Silly Grin, who's also going to be what Rove the Rebel doing a set. So that'll be cool. And then we also have Jay Kinzer and EXP on that show too. So with Shy Elemental and Dirt Russell and G.I. Jones, they're all going to be there too. So that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to hearing Jay Kinzer's joint with C. Lance, man.
That comes out Friday too.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. So that's good, man. He's making some moves. He's a talented dude and real humble.
No, and his style will go well with C. Lance's like heavy beats like that too. I think.
Yeah.
So, and then also we have the Hip Hop Lifers track on Bandcamp available. We're looking to get some more people checking that out. It's Brutal Lifers, produced by Brutal Caesar, and it has 4 of our admins and mods on there as the MCs.
Yeah. I checked it out. It's fire.
So it's got Improv, who did the cuts and the mixing and mastering too. So he did a verse, cuts, mixing, and mastering on that. Then we have Malcolm Lane, who goes by Dan DeWitt, who won our spitting contest. The
Who Got Bars?
Who Got the Bars contest. Thank you. I drew a blank there. So he won that, and he's actually doing a 6 or 8 track EP with Silly Grin and Improv too. So that's going to be crazy good. He's out of Chicago. He's really good. And then also on the track is William Russ, who goes by Tycoon from up in Canada, and of course you got Rove from New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire, Exeter. So it's a crazy track available on our Hip Hop Lifers Bandcamp. So definitely go check that out too.
No doubt. I want one of those. I want to cop one of those Hip Hop Lifers snapbacks at the show. What do you think, $20? Yeah, I'm gonna cop one of those.
$35. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I thought it was 20. Yeah, $20 is cheap, bro.
20 for the T-shirts.
So okay, I'll cop that too.
Yeah, T-shirts unfortunately didn't come in yet.
Oh.
Yeah. We're gonna have them at the next show though.
Okay.
So the production got held up. Actually, we're having the supply chain issues with that because they can't get them. The plant isn't producing them fast enough. They're already over in Salem, Oregon, is where they're being made. So we got to get them from there. So it's tough. They're not going to be in on time. They keep delaying them. So not going to happen. But we'll have them for the Salem show. So a lot of things going on, and just keep on growing, which is great. But yeah. Anything else you want to close with? Either one, because that's all I got.
Excuse me. I'm good, man. Just want to give a shout out to my friend Mike DeVenda. Has been supporting. He's been supporting me at every show. Comes to all my shows, man.
Yeah.
Always shows love. My daughter Ella. Love y'all. All my fans out there. Keep supporting. I'm gonna keep making my music. keep doing my thing as long as I got an audience to make music for, and even if I don't, I'm still gonna do it because I love what I do.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
And thanks for having me, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Glad
thanks
we
for
got it
coming
finally worked out.
Yes.
So, but everybody have a good night, and we'll see you. We got another podcast Thursday, so with Danny White on it from the show. So do some more
Dope.
plugging on that. So yeah,
Hell
that'll
yeah.
be
Sounds good.
that'll be cool.
Mhm.
So all
All
right,
right.
have a good
All
one.
right. Peace. You too.
Peace.
Peace,
Peace.
guys. Later.